So, what? Why do you make noise? Why do you? Damn things always want to make noise. Anyways, it's just him being him. You know. I was talking about the Oscar for Joker, and I said this will be DC's first real Oscar because the hair and makeup. I'll give you Killer Croc was great, but everybody else, I mean, a high schooler could have done.
Okay.
The makeup and styling for Star Trek Beyond was much more unique. There was a lot more of it. Things like that.
What about Heath Ledger?
We were discussing DCEU versus MCU at first.
Oh, DCEU. Gotcha.
Yes.
But it's not DCEU.
What? Suicide Squad?
Joker
No,
isn't
Joker
DCEU.
isn't. Right. Well, it's part of their new worlds of DC or something, right?
No. I mean, not really. No.
Okay. Well, I'm wrong on that part then. But he comes out with the Heath Ledger thing. I was like, I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about like DCEU with Suicide Squad, and I was talking whether or not they actually deserve that. While Marvel's, I mean, I don't think there's anybody that denies that at a minimum the costume design Oscar for Black Panther was well deserved.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's anybody that would argue that. But I know lots of people that think it's garbage that Killer Croc is the sole purpose for an Oscar for Suicide Squad. But it happened. Big deal. So he comes in with The Dark Knight, and I'm like, okay. He goes, that's when Marvel gets a real Oscar like Heath Ledger did for The Dark Knight. Excuse me. Let me know. And I was like, well, I think Spider-Verse is a real Oscar, considering it's a Best Animated Feature, and it beat out Disney. And then he's like, well, that's not part of the MCU.
It's true. It's not. I'm siding with him on
but
this
neither was Heath Ledger's Joker thing. That's not part of the DCEU.
Neither is Joker.
Right, but the original conversation was about Suicide Squad.
Right.
And their Oscar specifically.
Right. You know, I will say, I like. I think I side with. I actually don't. I think if Suicide Squad had been a better movie, there would have been fewer people bitching about the best makeup thing.
I just don't see who else deserves what other hairstyle or makeup in the rest of the movie, not costumes, makeup or hairstyling, really deserved anything else.
I mean, I think Killer Croc does look pretty sweet.
Killer Croc does look good, and I say that in the comments. You know me, I'm not one of these.
Yeah, I don't remember who they went up against that year though. Who they went up against?
Star Trek Beyond and some no-name movie. And I know a lot of people were like, "Yeah, Star Trek Beyond."
I'm not. I thought it was fine.
Well, again, it's not about whether or not you like the movie.
No, I was talking about the makeup. I was thinking about Idris Elba's makeup.
Well, and then you got all the
you got a bunch of aliens, not just one. Yeah, I can see your point because there's more variety there. So probably it's a bigger job.
Exactly. That's a bigger achievement.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Okay, I can give that to you.
Just my take. Just my take on it.
Yeah. Sorry, as you're talking, I'm like poking holes in your take. But this.
Trying, but in the end. But yeah, it was just funny how he came out like saying that everybody schools me because somebody else. My initial response to his thing about Heath Ledger, other than saying, well, Spider-Verse is a real Oscar from Marvel, not Marvel Studios, but still Marvel, just the same as The Dark Knight got its Oscar, not part of the DCEU, which came afterwards. And I was making a point of how the Academy really doesn't like comic book movies, and that recent years, it seems like they're being forced to put them in because they're losing viewers. There's a lot of comic book movie fans, and they got to do something.
Yeah.
I sent just my take on it. Do you agree that some of it's kind of placating or not?
Placating? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
so
yes
good.
and no. Yes and no. Here's the thing. The Academy, it has a lot of
Good
members.
morning, everybody, by the way. Welcome to LR Mornings with Kyle and Jammer. I'm Kyle.
I'm Jammer. But the Academy isn't just like one amorphous blob. It's people within the industry. So it's not like they're, well, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. But I'm going to say it's not like they can go out and say, okay, everyone, you need to vote this way. Okay, everyone, you need to vote this way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they can't necessarily stick their thumb on the scale, so to speak, in one direction or another based on what they want for ratings, you know? I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, I've never been a member of the Academy, nor do I think I will ever be a member of the Academy. But, you know, I don't see that as a possibility of them sort of being able to sway one way or another. Yes, they could put out campaigns and say, hey, do this, but I feel like that would leak, you know, if they're saying, hey, if they're actually out there going like, vote this way, vote that way. I know there are enough people, enough journalists, you know, who go within those circles that would be leaked like that instantly.
Well, yeah, but you also have to consider their personal takes themselves and who sits on the Academy. So while, yeah, you might not have, there's lobbying, of course, but you always hear about how connected it is. It's all about who you know and who you want to win.
Yeah.
Things like that. And it seems like for years, including your Dark Knight trilogy, including the film Logan, and it feels like the Academy that they want it to be old Hollywood. You can even see that, and you know what I'm saying? They want it to be old Hollywood. Comic book movies are not old Hollywood, and that's
it's because they want it to be art. They don't want it to be what's it called? A product.
Even though
the Marvel Cinematic Universe
can be art-like,
right? And for me, yeah, I can understand. Like, I see why they want it. I disagree because, you know, at the end of the day, Marvel is created by a hive mind. You know, the Marvel movies are created. They're not like they aren't the vision of one person. You know, we have Kevin Feige, we have the directors, we have it's literally it is Hollywood at its most pure form. And I know I went to film school, and at our school they were like, it's all about collaboration and stuff. Like, you have other art forms like writing or you know, novelist, being a novelist, or this or that are all auteur centric. They're all based on one person's vision. Filmmaking is not that. Filmmaking is very much about collaboration. So almost, you know, creating something from a hive mind is almost the most pure form of the film medium, based on that sort of specific perspective.
Yeah. And, you know, like, going in with that, I mentioned, you know, how I felt like the unfortunate death of Heath Ledger played a part in everything that happened with The Dark Knight. Anybody that says it doesn't, it's a little naive. How much it affected box office? I don't know. I say maybe 10%. Did it affect the Oscar? I'm thinking they saw a great performance from Ledger and said, you know what? He was going to go and do something great. He was a good part of Hollywood. Why not? I don't know if he lived. I don't know 100% either. I'm just saying, I don't think if he lived, I don't know if he gets that Oscar because of the way the Academy is with comic book movies. That's it. It's not no marks against Ledger. At no point do I attack him or his film or anything, but we all know Deathstroke. He's the DC guy, which is cool because we love you here.
But going back to the Heath Ledger thing, I think it might be a bit what's the word? Not naive. What was I gonna fucking say? I hate when I lose my.
I don't know. I've had this conversation with a lot of people.
I think we can agree that regardless of whether or not he would have won, he probably did deserve that year.
Oh yeah. I'm not going to take anything away from his performance. I don't think the Academy would have given it to. I mean, look what it's taken for them to nominate more than just some different performance in a comic book movie. You know what I'm saying? Look, we finally got real, true comic book movies being nominated for stuff, which is great.
Like Black Panther
and Spider-Verse. Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, and it's all part of fandom and pop culture, geek culture. Man, we're all friends and family here. But yeah, so it was fun to talk to him this morning. And then he called Endgame, bad writing again in my article about the Russo brothers, saying yet again exactly how Cap gets old. And I was like, who's defending what? There's no bad writing, only people that can't seem to pay attention. And he goes, are you talking about the writers or myself?
Wait a
and I'm
second.
confused.
Where is this? Which article is this?
This is the Avengers Endgame. The Russo brothers finalized the debate over where Cap got old.
Okay.
This is completely separate from the Heath Ledger
Okay,
thing.
so Deathstroke went to your article and he said what?
No matter how much you have to defend, bad writing is bad writing.
Okay. He's got a
On
point. He's got a
Endgame.
point. Here's the thing. He's got a point, but I don't think it's applicable here. Because I think
Well, yeah,
I understand
okay.
that you had to say like, oh, it's good writing because of this. Like I think I agree. That's you don't necessarily need to defend good writing, but at the same time, I think he's seeing these justifications or these comments from them saying like, oh, you didn't get your point across, bad writing.
Yeah, I think he's calling bad writing here on Endgame. He's calling Endgame's time travel thing bad writing. And my story doesn't defend anything. My story just straight up says this is I was right. On April 25th, I was right when I said Cap went to an alternate timeline, aged, and then came back to his prime timeline to hand off the shield. Because you had everybody like, how could he do that? And then you had the writers themselves being like, oh no, Peggy and her husband and 2 kids, that was the other Steven Rogers. And like, no, that's not how, like, it wasn't. The time travel with Captain America is not a loophole. It fits perfectly with the rules that they set in place that the Hulk talks about in the scene with Ant-Man and
Those kids and
the others. And then so I really wasn't defending anything, but
Yeah.
you know, I say Endgame's not bad writing. It's just people that didn't pay attention. And yeah, so
I think
this is the guy that thought Shazam was better than Endgame.
I mean, I think they're completely different movies. But
Right, but he said better.
yeah, okay. But Endgame, man, that was a fucking good movie. I think that one should get nominated for some key Oscar categories, like legitimately.
Yes. Yes.
For
Visual effects
screenwriting.
for Thanos, which he should have gotten last year, but whatever.
What? Sorry.
Nothing. I'm still upset about First Man.
No. Well, to be fair, Avengers Infinity War did have that stupid Hulk moment, or have that Hulkbuster moment, and that
It did.
that pulls me right out every single time.
It
But
did.
anyway, so Endgame. Let's think here. What could they win? I think Best Directors is not out of the question, considering
I don't think it's out of the question.
I don't
either.
think Best Screenplay is out of the question.
Nope.
I don't think Best Visual Effects is out of the question. I don't think a potential Best Supporting or Lead Actors and Actresses category for Robert Downey Jr. and maybe Scarlett Johansson. I think she was fucking phenomenal
Yeah.
in that movie.
She was.
And then who else we got? What else we got there? Makeup? I don't know. Maybe. Nah. I mean, I don't think.
Nah,
I don't think,
think
there's anything
so.
standing
Makeup,
out.
costume design, maybe, but
A lot of it was
compared
carried
to-
over.
Yeah, carried over. So yeah, I mean, compared to the costume design for Black Panther, no MCU movies come close. Now, some of the cosmic stuff in the future that might play into that, but yeah, I definitely agree. Endgame deserves some nods. Hopefully they get them. I mean, look, more comic book movies deserve nods.
Yeah, they do.
At the very minimum, nominations. I was very shocked that Wonder Woman didn't get a nomination that year. That was pretty shocking. I'm almost positive Wonder Woman 2 will get an Oscar nomination.
I mean, it
at the
depends
very
if the
least.
movie's good. Like, we should wait for that first.
Yeah.
We should wait for making sure it's good.
If it's as good as the first one, as loved as the first one, then I'm sure it will. Because I was surprised that it didn't. Aquaman is likely to get a visual effects nod.
I wonder.
He missed last year's cutoff.
Visual effects. I'm torn on that one because I'm torn because it's very much like it was controlled environments. So like if you look when they were walking out to the dock, and I'm like, why the fuck didn't they just go out to a real dock and film it there?
Yeah.
But then at the end of the day, each shot was made to look as beautiful as possible. You know, they made sure that the sunset was like this, the colors around them were all this. So it's like I see why they did that. The director wanted to control the visual look of every single shot and didn't want to be bound by, reality.
Time. In reality.
reality, like the way things really look. Like things would not really
Yeah.
look that beautiful. And so I guess I could see that. But at the end of the day, it did result in it looking, really CG. Really, really CG. So like for better or worse, it looked like they were on a soundstage running around, which is fine. I don't mind that. But is it good enough to actually warrant a visual effects? I think if there was a fight choreography Oscar, it would definitely go to that movie because that movie, oh my God, the fight scenes, man. The fight scenes in those movies and the overall spectacle, mwah.
My buddy Brian said that the last battle, I think he said the last 10, 15 minutes of the movie, maybe I got the time wrong, but the last battle is one of the best big battles in comic book movie history.
I don't know if I agree with that, but I agree that the fight scenes were all great. Honestly, I'm thinking like here, I'm like, what was the last 10 to 15 minutes of that movie? Like, I don't even remember.
I've got it digitally sitting here, and I haven't gotten.
Oh, you should watch it. It's fucking fun.
Yeah, no, I want to. Like I said, just I've had other things going on, so it's the only DCEU movie I have yet to see. So
yeah, give it a shot. I think you'll enjoy it.
It's not a principle or a I'm refusing. I haven't gotten around to it. So I actually went and saw Shazam in theaters. Took my son. We actually really enjoyed it. It was a good, fun little movie.
Did he enjoy the part
where
Mark Strong went fucking berserk in that office?
He didn't seem to mind.
Because that's the part that everyone points to. Is like, oh my God, where that person's head gets like eaten off or something.
Yeah. Oh,
spoiler.
Lucas has watched. He doesn't always watch age-appropriate things.
How old is he?
He's 5.
Okay, I mean, I was watching pretty. I was actually at 5. I think I saw my first R-rated movie when I was 5.
Yeah, same here. In the war movies, the earliest movie I can remember, I was probably 3 or 4 years old, was watching a movie called Hamburger Hill with my dad, and it's a very, very gory, realistic war film. And it's bad.
My first R-rated movie was not something realistic like that. My first R-rated movie was basically as cheesy as you can get. Okay, you ready what it is? It was Under Siege 2, Dark Territory. It's fucking terrible. It's like in retrospect, but I remember
that's great.
I remember like the one of the key moments in it was when that guy, he's hanging onto the edge, I think, of a helicopter or something. The edge of either the train or the helicopter. I think it was a helicopter. And then the guy slides the door closed over his fingers, and his fingers get like sliced off, and he falls. That really stuck with me. But man, Steven Seagal, that guy.
Yep, that guy. You remember the movie Executive Decision?
I don't.
Oh man, it was billed with Steven Seagal all up in it, and it had was Cusack in it? I think Cusack was in it. I can't remember, but I remember Seagal for certain. It's an alright movie. And maybe Michael Douglas or Kurt Douglas or
Kurt Russell.
I think there's a Douglas in there. Kurt Russell, that's the one. Anyways, cool movie, cool little movie. Val Kilmer was in it, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my God, Halle Berry was in it.
Yeah. Oh, you're looking it up?
I'm looking it up. John Leguizamo was in it.
So
Oliver
here's the
Platt,
thing, though.
Joe Morton.
Yes,
B.D. Wong.
It's got a lot of people in it. But Steven Seagal, spoiler alert, dies in the first 10, 15 minutes of the film.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so they build this movie with him back in the 90s, and they're like, Steven Seagal, executive decision, and you're thinking he's going to be the guy to save them from the terrorists on the plane or whatever it is. I haven't seen the movie in fucking years, but I remember enjoying it. Mm-hmm. And then they attach to the airplane using an F-117 Nighthawk, which makes no fucking sense at all. And totally. And he gets, turbulence happens, and he gets sucked out through the air tube and dies.
So they
have no Steven Seagal.
They Drew Barrymore'd her, with Scream.
Yeah.
If you recall in Scream, they were advertising Drew Barrymore as the lead in and all of the advertising, and killed her in the opening scene,
which is great.
Yeah,
which is a really great slasher flick.
Yeah, Scream holds up really well.
Yeah, I actually watched it 2 days ago.
It's really good
because I had talked about it with Brian last month on LRM Ranks It. So yeah. It was a good movie. Movies are just, man, we're just talking about all over the place with movies today, aren't we?
Yeah, we're not even focused at all. But actually, I do want to focus things a little bit because we have mentioned this on LR Mornings in the past, and I think this is a nice follow up. And I'm not sure you've had a chance to take a look at it. So if you haven't, I can vamp while you. I'm gonna throw it to you in Slack if you haven't.
Okay.
Yesterday, Netflix, they released first images from The Witcher.
Yep.
We in the past we had talked about some real reticence from fans for The Witcher for a couple of reasons. First, you have the makeup test with Henry Cavill, and it looked not great. To be perfectly honest, it didn't look great. It looked weird. It looked like he had a wig, which he totally does, but whatever. And then you had the set videos of some supposed extras in some really shitty looking armor walking around, and it was like a joke. It looked like a complete joke. It looked bad. I appreciated it for what I thought it was trying to do, which is create something that looked different from your standard medieval inspired armor. I get that. I respect it. It just looked like they looked like putties from the Power Ranger. And so yeah, obviously fans were a bit scared about what to expect from this. Then they release these images, and in it they show Henry Cavill as Geralt, the main character, and then you have the other characters, Yennefer and Ciri, I believe they're pronounced. I haven't played the video game, so I don't know how they pronounce them. And you got some nice shots here. You got some beautiful costumes for both of them, for all of them. And I think it looks really good. I like they seem to have added sort of a nice bit of film grain and texture to these shots, and I just think they look gorgeous. What do you think?
Oh, it definitely looks better. Cavill 1,000 times better in the full front, like full body shot that they give him, where he's kind of like on a cliff,
where he's standing
like
there,
or a hill,
and
his
thighs are ginormous, and I'm like, damn, buddy.
He's doing his thinking pose or some shit like that. It looks good. It does. It looks much better. The hair looks better. Then you see the other staged photo on the bottom, and it looks like the wig doesn't look as good there.
Is that the one with the mist at his feet, and he's turned away?
Yeah, that one doesn't look as good, but I'm guessing that's like a publicity shot, while this other one might be a publicity shot, but was actually done the way the show's going to look.
On location.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I've never played the game, so I was going to watch this. No matter what, just to give it a shot.
Well, I'm going to play the game because the game's coming to Switch, and I'm excited. The Witcher 3. I don't know if they're connected to each other. Probably, so maybe I should
no idea.
Play the other ones. I don't know shit about The Witcher, other than the fact that it's a video game, and that it's based on the novels from the Polish author, it's like Andrzej Kapkowski. I'm butchering the hell out of that, but it's a very, very not American name, like a lot of consonants.
I just wish they had given us a way to know whether or not those odd nutshell costumes are real or not.
Yeah, they were walnut costumes. That's what they were. I forgot specifically what they looked like.
Yeah, but no, these actually look better, and I'm fairly certain fans feel a little bit more relieved.
Mm-hmm. There's one thing that seems to be in favor of them potentially of those being real. And the thing is, if you look at Geralt's costume, if you look at Henry Cavill in that one front shot that you mentioned, it looks very much like this world, whatever it is. They're all about armoring the top and sort of free movement at the bottom. So if you notice, he has like the armor up top, and then at the bottom is just like normal pants.
That was like the set video, the purported set videos with the walnut shells.
Right, they had
thing. Nothing on their legs.
Exactly.
Striped pants.
But it was another interesting thing is there are some comments saying that, oh, well, that's because these guys are meant to be like in the background, so you're not supposed to be able to see them up close. And I'm like, I don't know. I mean, maybe that's the thing. Maybe from a distance they look fine. But I'm like, how far are they planning on having them in the distance to where we don't notice? And like, I don't know. Like, I'm very curious to see how this works out. I don't know.
Do we know for certain whether they're adapting books or video games?
Oh, books for sure.
For certain?
Yeah,
okay.
For sure. Yeah. Why would they adapt the video game? That'd be weird.
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, just saying. Like, it makes no sense. They go straight to the source material.
The games are more popular, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
They make more money.
Yeah, I know, but they're basing it off the source material so they can go in different direction with it.
Well, that's good then.
Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't read or played any of them. I'm not against them or anything like that. Just never really caught my eye. But I'm always down to be entertained, where I don't have to put forth any effort, and it takes absolutely no effort to sit on my couch or in my recliner and watch a TV show or movie.
Unless it's hot. So, yeah. It's hot, man. It is hot outside.
I have air conditioning.
Yeah, I know, but not all of us are rich, man. Some of us aren't able to. You have to just open the windows and let the 85, 97% humid air into the house.
Oh God, no. I've been there before, but I'm far, far, far from rich. I do have a brand new house though, so my air conditioner unit's only 3 years old, my insulation's only 3 years old, my walls are only 3 years old, so I'm sure if this house was like some of the others in my neighborhood, I might be sucking at life, but my energy bill's okay because the house is new, you know.
It's hot, man, all over, even in England or in the UK. It was 113 degrees yesterday in the UK. In the UK.
Wow.
Like, they are breaking records over there in terms of heat. I think streets were melting. Like, streets are melting over there because they just don't have. They've never had summers like that before. I don't know where we got on this tangent. But
no, I don't know.
But yeah,
you made me think of, when you said 113, made me think of home back in Arizona, where I'd be like,
but that's dry heat. That's wonderful heat. Actually, yes. I'm assuming it's also dry heat in the UK though. It's pretty dry up there.
I have no idea, really. I know Germany could get pretty freaking humid, and in Germany, I heard Germans say it doesn't get hot enough for air conditioning in their houses.
That's the thing. Yeah, liars. That's the thing is people are dying in the UK because of the fact that they don't have air conditioning, because they don't need it.
That's a lie. They do need it. I'm sorry. If it gets over 73 degrees in your house, you need air conditioning.
Yeah, I know, but they're usually insulated well enough to where even if it's like 85 degrees out, it doesn't get that hot inside. Yeah, but they legitimately don't have air conditioning. A lot of them, like, that's not a lie. That's a fact. They just don't have it.
We had to buy this little rolling air conditioner with an exhaust fan that you have to like put these boards in your window. You have to open your window, put these boards in them, and then connect the exhaust hose to the window so the air conditioner's hot exhaust goes out the window. But then you got the problem: some of the windows open like doors. Others of them open like downwards, like the whole window comes forward into the house. And either way, you're gonna have to tape up two sides of this window when you do it this way. So we had the AC in the bedroom where we sleep, where it's most important to be comfortable. And during the summer months in Germany, man, we pretty much lived in the bedroom, only going out for the bathroom and the kitchen, and then going right back to the bedroom.
Sounds fun. Hopefully you're playing video games.
Watching movies, video games, and other stuff. Come on now.
Okay, sounds good. Like, nice variety there.
Yeah, gotta have variety. Well, now that we're talking about my bedroom in Germany, I think we're about done for the day.
I think we're done. That's pretty much shows that we've run out of topics, so.
It was good. It was fun though, man. Lots of movie stuff. Talking about Deathstroke, man. Listen to us. We love you here at LRM. No joke.
So for those who don't know, Deathstroke is the name of a commenter on the site.
Yes,
you never made that clear.
A very, very
opinionated,
active commenter. See, now you're being mean.
I wasn't being mean. I was saying he has strong opinions. No, he has strong opinions.
But no, we encourage all of you guys to leave comments. Please tell us how we're doing. Tell us what you would like to see from the website. Tell us what you think about the topics that we discussed today. Did Heath Ledger's death affect the accolades that The Dark Knight got? Did Suicide Squad deserve the hair and makeup Oscar over Star Trek Beyond? What about the future of comic book movies and Oscars? What does Endgame deserve? Let us know in the comments below. Mm-hmm. Definitely make sure you're visiting LRMonline.com every single day for all your entertainment news and needs. You name it, we got it. Make sure you guys go and check out the YouTube channel. LR Mornings goes up on YouTube as well. Most of the time, every now and then we miss one because can't do the editing for some reason or another. But there's also grade A celebrity interviews on there. There's going to be some new video stuff coming out, so keep your eyes open. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And definitely make sure you guys are subscribed to the LRM Online Podcast Network, wherever you get podcasts, from Apple to Spotify to Stitcher to SoundCloud. We're on all of it. Look for LRM Ranks It. Look for LR Mornings. Look for Breaking Geek Radio, the podcast. Look for Los Fanboys and everything else that we got going on the webpage. Jammer, where can people find you at?
You can find me on Twitter at JamTheWriter and all of my writings at LRMOnline.com.
You guys can find me at that Kyle Malone, and I will talk to you along with Jammer tomorrow.
Ladios. I just said ladios. I was going to say later. Fucking merged it together. All right, on that note, goodbye.